And so you talk a lot about education, and how that's crucial. So do you think the education, we're going in a lot of fun directions here, but do you think the education system has failed in that? So how it used to be that when you got your education, opportunities, it aligned you and opened up opportunities, where now it's less of that. And they actually, Harvard Business Review rather, just released a paper on it that said, by the time you graduate with your bachelor's, the skills that you learned when you started are no longer applicable. It's literally
for some jobs,
for a lot of jobs, it's a 4-year turnover in skills, which is crazy.
Wow.
And so to look at that and say that education was supposed to offer these great opportunities and set yourself up, but in reality, it doesn't seem to be. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's absolutely true for at least 70% of people that go to college. Mm-hmm. I think there are certain jobs that, if you know, like the typical doctor, lawyer, physician, sports medicine, things like that, the list goes on. But those are things that we'll pretty much always have a need for. And if you're going to get your education for that, you need it because you need that degree. So that's important. You know, you need those certifications.
Yeah, if you're like saving someone's life or have someone's life in your hands, it's important to know that you're qualified.
Right. But I think the real issue is where it starts in high school. Because kids aren't taught how to live in the real world. And they're subjects like a class that should be a subject in high school should be credit, how to take care of your credit. Because the credit system in America is so messed up. And then you get out of school and you get all these offers thrown at you to get credit cards to go get a loan on a car, get a loan on a house, get a loan on this, get a loan on a Macy's credit card, whatever. Everything's thrown at you, a Starbucks credit card, all this random stuff, and you don't even know how to manage it. Why isn't that taught in school? You're not thinking about calculus 2 when all that stuff's happening. You're thinking about how to survive and how to make a living. And then another actually, somebody who talks a lot about this is Tom Bilyeu. He was one of the founders of Quest Nutrition. But I think that's a class that should be in high school. I think another class is mindset. And some might call it, I guess, mental health awareness, but learning how to actually manage your own emotions. But then also just that personal development aspect. I think that should be something that should be taught in high school. And yeah, I just think that high school really equips you to not know how to face the real world.
That's really unfortunate. That's a really bleak way to look at it.
Well, it's also true, though, because look at how many Americans are... Most Americans, I think the statistics are overwhelming. It's more than 60 to 70% of Americans have more credit card debt than they have savings. And then
I think the average person is about $12,000 in credit card debt, if I remember that statistic right.
Yeah. And then the average person doesn't even have a savings account whatsoever. So when you look at that, and then everyone's saying, oh, well, money's not important, but you have all these people that are crippled by debt, and they don't know how to actually balance their spending. It becomes a pretty serious quality of life contributor. It's either detracting or adding to.